Hello everyone, Daisy here again with the last 12 days of past, present, and future trends, the series that I'm doing with Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. And for this one, we are scrap lifting each other or doing something like a technique or something that we really admire about each other's work. And so I'm actually scrap lifting a layout, which you would have seen at the beginning of the video, and something that I really love. Well, this actually represents two things that I really love that Christy does. The first is she is not afraid to use mixed media. Like, she does the most amazing things with mixed media, and so I felt like I would pick a layout that really represents that. And I am starting out by using acrylic paints. This is my favorite kind of medium to use, and it's because you don't have to use a lot of water, so it doesn't warp the paper very much. I really like the dry brush technique and the look that it gives you, and you kind of have a little bit more control because it's a little bit thicker. So I do really enjoy that. So I am just putting this directly onto my background paper, which is, excuse me, some Sweet Tooth cardstock from Cardstock Warehouse. This is an 80-pound paper, so it's really thick and takes mixed media very, very well. I think this is 80-pound. Maybe it's 100-pound. It might be 100-pound. So anyhow, I'm just doing strips of different colors, and the other thing that I'm using, or I'm taking from Christy, is her great boy layouts. Like, she really knows how to do a boy layout and make it her style and yet make it, look boy. And when she does boy layouts, I have noticed that she goes for kind of the same color combinations, and so I'm trying to kind of mimic that. Mine are a little bit different, but yeah. So in her layout, she cut these letters out of pattern paper, and it spells baby, and you saw me try to mask off and kind of paint over my letters, because I thought I could leave the white space in the paint strips, and then I was going to stitch around it with white, but that didn't work out. So I quickly changed to copying her layout more closely. So I'm just going through kind of my more boy papers and pulling a few out that match with the color scheme or the color strips that I have here. And I'm using a combination of Better Together, Wild Child, Cool Kid, and Plus One, I think. And I'm using just 6x6 paper pads because I need to start using these up and stop buying them all together, because I don't use them very often. So I just picked out my colors, and now I think I might still be digging for other options. But eventually I'm going to come back here and I am going to cut out my letters, and I'm just going to kind of freehand it. I do try to make sure that they're the same height and that they're going to fit in the in the strip of paint, but other than that, I don't like draw it out ahead of time or anything. I just use my scissors and cut it out. I have no idea what I'm digging through, so I apologize. Oh, I think I was looking for something that would match that blue color a little bit better because I couldn't find anything. So I did pull that one out. That's from Fancy Pants. And I'm just gonna keep trying options here, apparently. Yeah, so while I'm doing this, if you haven't already, you should head on over to Christy's channel and check out her layout that was inspired by my work. It is gorgeous, and I absolutely love what she did. So you should definitely go check that out. It will be down, a link will be down to her channel down in the description box below. And so here's where I'm just trying to make sure they're the same height. just kind of trimming around and trying to make them look, similar and so that they're cohesive and everything. And while I'm doing this, I have a couple of questions for you that if you don't mind leaving an answer down in the comments, that would be greatly appreciated. So Christy and I are just wondering if how you feel about the way this series went, if you like the spread out content more or if you prefer like the 12 days in a row. This time we had to spread it out a little bit just because life just got a little bit overwhelming, so it just made it a lot easier and a lot less stressful for us. But I'm just curious how you feel about that. So if you don't mind leaving an answer down in the comments, that would be great. We are planning on doing another 12 days at the end of this year, I think. So I was going to hand stitch around all of my letters, but that did not turn out, and I did somehow miss out on a little bit of footage here. But what I did is I sewed around each of my letters with some white thread on my sewing machine. So it's not as chunky, but it's there, and it gives a little bit of definition to the letters as well as some added texture. And then I found some twine, or baker's twine, in kind of coordinating colors for each strip, and I wrapped it around the letter at different points and just kind of tied it around in a little messy bundle. And I felt like this added a little bit more weight, and it also helped me have somewhere to kind of set my embellishments. So these embellishments are from Fancy Pants, and I want to say it's called, like, I don't know if it's My Guy or Dapper Dad, or I can't remember what it's called now. But there's just some elements that I thought were fun and kind of funny and worked well for my boy layout. So I'm just going to kind of tuck them in and around the twine, all except for the hat on the S. And then I'm going to add this little piece here that says the best time. Tuck that underneath my photo. I did back my photo with a couple of little scraps of paper as well. And then I just have that little glasses and mustache that I popped up on some fun foam and stuck down. Each one of the letters is popped up on some fun foam as well because I felt like I needed some added dimension. I created a little cluster up at the top with some tags and things, also from Fancy Pants. And I think there's a sticker that might be from a Cocoa Vanilla collection. And then I added that word, the, from, I think it's Dear Lizzie Thickers. So it says The Boys, and that's kind of the main title of the page. And then the best time is just kind of a subtitle. And that's just a picture of my son and his friends that came with us to Chicago for his 16th birthday party. And I'm not sure what I'm doing here. But yeah, I'm super happy with the way this turned out. I love the embellishing on this. Like, it just seemed so perfect for me. So I'm super happy with that. And then I'm just going to add June 2019 up on that label there because that's when we went. And then I have these Amy Tangerine leather bows, and I'm going to add a couple of those as well in a couple of areas. I felt like I just needed something, a little bit shiny or something on there, and these just worked out really well. So and I couldn't decide where to put this third one. It does end up in that top cluster, but then I kind of wish that I had moved the one on the T to somewhere else, but whatever. I just wrote Chicago down on that bottom label, and now I'm going to add some black splatters using acrylic paint and some water and a tiny paintbrush, and then that's going to be the end of my layout. So thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to head on over and check out Christy's take. I'll see you again next time. Bye!